Hello, welcome to today's audio log. The time is 8:57 p.m. on the 9th of February 2024. I'm back. I didn't do an audio log yesterday, but I did make a post kind of explaining why. I just wasn't feeling up to it. I don't know what it was exactly. I wasn't like sick or anything. I think I was just tired and I don't know, unmotivated. But I'm back and I have a few things to talk about if I can remember them. One moment while I try to rack my brain. I mentioned it in the post yesterday, so I'm just trying to find that now so I can remember what I mentioned. All right. Yes. Okay. Um, so yeah, I have a couple of ideas floating around my brain. Ideas for mainly exercise. I have not. I've kind of discontinued my running that I was doing last year. I stopped running just as winter started because, well, I didn't really feel like doing it in the winter. And I also wanted to make sure that, well, I wanted to be wary of the weather because the weather here in England is temperamental and, you know, I didn't really feel like running in like the really cold weather, or if it's, was icy on the ground, I didn't want to run on that either. So yeah, those are just a few reasons. I mean, it's whatever. I stopped doing it last year, and I have not done it since. But I have noticed that, well, for obvious reasons, I am no longer benefiting from, doing daily exercise. I've noticed that my appetite has kind of decreased. It's kind of gone back to where it used to be. And, a few other things as well that I've noticed. And I kind of want to do something about it. So the two ideas I have, one idea is kind of for now, like from now until I go to university. The other idea is something that I'm thinking about for when I am in university. So I guess yeah, the first idea can also be used for both, but I'm thinking more along the lines of doing it now. Anyway, so there's been, or at least I've seen, and what seems to be quite a popular form of exercise is something called calisthenics, which is a form of exercise that it utilizes your own body weight in order to get better. I don't know how to explain it very well. It seems to be quite popular. At least that's how I found out about it. I've just like seen random videos pop up online. But it seems like something quite easy to get into. Doesn't require, like a gym membership or any sort of specialized equipment. I can just literally do everything as I am, which sounds great to me. And it also would, cover, the entire body, as opposed to just like when I was running, it was just kind of doing my legs. I want, upper body strength as well. So that's the idea for now. I don't know if it's, something I'm actually going to do, But like I said, it's an idea. So that's one. The other one, um, for something. The other idea is something I think I'm going to reserve until I'm at university because it kind of just makes more sense then. I think I want to maybe take up some form of martial arts. I actually did martial arts when I was younger. I did karate. I don't remember how long I did it for, but I did do karate. Um, so I guess I have experience, but honestly, I don't remember anything. So it's going to be a blank slate for me. But um, yeah, I was specifically looking at maybe doing taekwondo, which is the national martial arts of both Koreas. And, that makes sense because I'm going to York to study the Korean language. So why not introduce their national martial arts at the same time? It just kind of makes sense to me. So I did a little bit of research. I looked up to see, what kind of martial arts schools they have over there in York. And they have a few. So there are options. But yeah, so those are like the two exercise-based ideas that I have in my head right now. Because I do want to, work on my physical health. It's one of the things that I started doing last year. I know I can do it, so why not? So yeah, those are two things that I'm thinking about. Something else that I mentioned in my post yesterday was I was thinking about buying some new books, and I did. So that there are two websites that I check fairly frequently because they offer bundles of products, and they both kind of offer the same sort of stuff, but not exactly the same. So that's why I check both. But basically, the two websites are called Humble and Fanatical. Humble, I think, is probably a bit more popular because, as far as I'm aware, out of those two, that is the only company that gives a portion of their proceeds to charity. So I imagine people are more inclined to buy from them. But anyway, you can buy these bundles of. They both websites do like bundles of video games, bundles of software, or like software applications or whatever, and then books. They both do books, and I was looking through the books yesterday, and I found a bundle of books that it caught my eye, and after looking into it a little bit, I decided I wanted to get it, and so I did. They're books. I'm hesitant to call them self-help books because I don't really know what that would entail. Like I don't. Well, I understand what a self-help book would entail, but I don't know if that would be the right category for these. Basically, these books are they provide tips and advice on how to handle mental health, which is a thing that the majority of the population has to deal with, and so why not try to see if I can improve further. And this is something I've said many times already, but since May of last year, I've been kind of like on this journey of self-improvement, and I have seen drastic changes in both my physical and mental health since then. But I do feel like my mental health has kind of plateaued a little bit. It doesn't feel like it's getting any better, but it's also not getting any worse. So I was hoping to maybe glean some advice from these books that I got. So I haven't read them yet. I'm probably going to read some tonight. I think it was a bundle of 12 books that I bought. 12 books for like £15, which is crazy. They're all digital books, so like they're in a PDF form. But I can read them all just fine. So yeah, I guess that's kind of like the main stuff that happened yesterday. As for today, not much has happened. It's kind of just been an average day for me, but yeah. We are coming to the end of the week. In fact, we are at the end of the week. Tomorrow is the beginning of the weekend. Hopefully, I can get to hang out with my friends tomorrow. Play some more Pal World, maybe. And then next week is a very exciting week. Of course, the next D&D session takes place. But then also on the Wednesday, I think. Is Wednesday the 14th? It might be. It's 5 days from now. Yes, Wednesday. Wednesday the 14th, otherwise known as Valentine's Day, is the day that my student accommodation applications open up, and I will be able to submit my form and send in my application. So actually, I probably need to work on writing up some sort of something. I don't know, because I'll need to, if I'm going to compete for the most sought after accommodation types, which includes the studio apartments, which I am now able to go for. I'm gonna need to kind of sell myself a little bit, make my case, tell them why I should get it over other people. It sounds like a competition, and that's kind of because it is. But that's just unfortunately the way things are. You gotta fight for the best prize, so to speak. So yeah, that's happening Wednesday, and then on the Friday, I'm actually going to York. So big week next week. I'm excited, a little bit nervous, but yeah, it's gonna be good. But I think that will do it for today. This has gone on long enough. I appreciate anyone who has reached this far. I will most likely be back tomorrow for the next one. If I'm not, apologies. I might make a post instead. We'll see. But until then, have a good day or a good night. Look after yourselves. And I will be back tomorrow. Good night.